Hi guys, hi everyone. Again, this is Toby and you're listening to the LalakingMahiwaga podcast from Chamber of Euphoria. Shoutout nga pala dun sa avid listeners ko na si Angel, Prince, and Matcha. Alright, those are my LM friends who's actually listening on this live podcast of mine. Now I'm going to record this one, and from my last episode we talk about what do you call this, like w- what to do when you're falling in love with your best friend. Now, this is based on the true occurrence, all right, true events that happened actually for those two people who's actually in love, you know, and to each other. All right, those are my friends, and I'm gonna go ahead and add up some specific topic and also key learnings and key points that you guys might actually learn or you might use for a future events if also this may happen to you. This is like an additional um what they call this extended episode done sa last upload ko sa Spotify. And also when in this certain events that I'm going to discuss to you, all right, you may actually get some knowledge and learnings, of course, how to cope up. Like for example, if you love your best friend, you actually know what are the things that you need to do in the future if this occurrence might happen to you. Okay, now let's start with the topic. Okay, now, am I in love with my best friend? And the difference between friendship and romance, let me tell you this one, guys. Okay, sometimes the line between friendship and romantic love can seem very blurry. Okay, sobrang malabo, alam mo yan? And you may find yourself wondering, like, am I in love with my best friend? Or love and friendship are two concepts that be closely related and have many similarities, but they can also have large significant differences. Now that's the thing that we need to break down. Let's break this down and explain why. Romantic love versus friendship. All right. One of the largest traits that friendship and romantic love can have in common is emotional intimacy. Okay? This is the emotional connection you feel with someone and makes the difference between a friend and acquaintances. An acquaintance is a person you may have a conversation with and see from time to time, but you not connect on a deeper level. Meanwhile, a friend is someone you can be more often with, whose company you really enjoy, and who you feel very connected to. This emotional intimacy is always a key piece of romantic love, which can be confusing sometimes. 'Di ba? Na-confuse ka rin sa anong naramdaman mo towards to your best friend, to like, be honest, okay? Nagkaroon ka rin ng confusion about no nangyari 'yon, 'di ba? Like, okay, you know, you need to admit that on yourself. Nagkaroon ka talaga ng confusion if this is friendship or this is a romantic relationship, that what you feel, right? Totoo yun. Aminin mo na sa sarili mo, wala namang masama doon. Diba? Because then there's commitment. Okay, commitment can be quite important in a romantic relationship, but you have likely established some clear expectations around what you mean to each other, like what you see for the future on, or how you both honor the relationship. Because guys, commitment may also exist in friendship, you know though often in less clearly defined terms. For instance, you may trust that you will be there for each other when you need each other. Okay? And that you will see each other or catch up fairly regularly. Alright? It makes sense, correct? Let, let me give you a quote. Alright? I realize I am in love. It's always been right in front of me. Hala, Grabe naman yan si Lalaking Mahiwaga. Putang ina, sino yung pinapatamaan mo dun? Like, sino ba yung laging nasa harap mo? 'Di ba? Like, I realize, all right, I'm in love. It's always been right in front of me. Are you pertaining to your best friend? Oh shit. Sheesh. My god. That's a hell of a job. Nice one. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, goddamn. Okay. Guys, let me tell you this one. I mean, honestly, okay. According to psychology of love, which I actually studied, okay, true love involves commitment and intimacy. Okay, guys, listen. I want you to listen about this. What I'm saying, which friendships can have. All right, but also involves a romantic or a physical attraction to that person. Okay, and that being said, some friendships can have a sexual component, such as in a friends with benefits. Okay? Situation in which friends can have sex with each other but still have no string attached. If you guys actually familiar with the movie No String Attached, which is Mila Kunis, and I think that was um Aston Kutcher. No, No String Attached. I think that was Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake. If you're really familiar about the movie, you might actually what do you call this watch that movie. All right, that is actually what I'm pertaining for in this podcast episode of mine. All right, but speaking, all right, going back to the main topic that I'm going to discuss. All right, however, this relationship tends to lack commitment, and while there may be an intimate connection, it is really often isn't as wrong as love would be. All right, now the question is like this. All right, let me tell you this one. How to tell if you love your best friend? Hala, lalaking mahiwaga, grabe ka na talaga sa mga sinasabi mo, ha? Okay, let me tell you this one, guys. All right, wondering. All right, for example, I'm the one who's actually in love. I'm just making an example my fucking self because I also love my best friend way back before, and we lasted like 15 years because from being best friend we turned into lovers, and then we lasted a relationship like for 15 fucking years. And then I don't have any regret about that. But wondering, am I in love with my best friend? Well, it can be hard to tell the difference between romance and platonic friendship. What do I mean by that? A platonic friendship or relationship involves the two of you having close emotional bond with no fucking romance. That's platonic relationship. All right? Here are some things you can consider to help you determine, okay? All right, this is the list that I'm going to talk to you guys and to discuss to you for some key learnings and knowledge to determine if what you're feeling might be more than friendship. Listen very carefully, okay? First, you got jealous. Ay, shoota. Oh my god, lalaking mahiwaga, you're spitting a fact right now. Diba mag-best friend kayo? Alright. And then suddenly, tangina, parang may nagpapapansin sa best friend mo. Alright, and then, like, what the fuck? Like, what's with your fucking, like, gestures, Your, love gesture right now. Like, bakit ka nagsiselos? Ha? Wala naman silang ginagawang masama. It means that already an indication na mahal mo yung best friend mo. Like, what the fuck, diba? If you have no romantic attachment to your friend, or right, to your best friend, you're likely not going to experience strong jealousy kung wala ka nararamdaman. Di ba totoo naman? Like, oh my God. Aminin nyo, alright? To my avid listeners, alright, aminin nyo. 'Di ba? Totoo yung sinasabi ko. You may feel some slight jealousy or fear that the romantic partner will distract your friend or your best friend from time you get to hang out. But if you have strong romantic feelings for your best friend, you may feel intensely jealous, like you may think that now they are nasa relasyon sila, but you no longer have the chance to admit your feelings kasi natatakot ka baka i-reject ka. Napupunta na naman tayo sa rejection. Putang ina, kaka-discuss lang natin yung kanina, di ba? You may feel some regret and wish you would have expressed your emotions sooner now that you've missed your moment. 'Di ba? Hindi ka naman magkakaroon ng intense jealousy sa taong 'yun kung wala kang nararamdaman, 'di ba? Am I wrong? It makes sense, right? It means that you feel that you're fucking jealous because you love your best friend. Okay? You're not like being infatuated or, what do you call this? To think na mahal mo siya but still, you know, you feel in love. Okay? That's the reason why you get jealous. Okay, let's go to the number two. You can stop thinking about your best friend. Hala, shoota may hiwaga. Ano na naman yung pinagsasabi mo? Grabe ka na talaga, ha? Like, ano ba? You're spitting a fact now, okay? Now, this is one of the determination or how to determine that you're in love with your best friend if you can stop thinking about your best friend. Hala, puta na mahiwaga. Tama na yung pinagsasabi mo, okay? Tama ka na, tama ka na. Now, let me tell you this one. A best friend is likely going to be on your mind for a while. More than your other friends. See? Listen. You have an intimate bond with your best friend after all. With that being said, if you are always thinking about your best friend and you can stop, it might be more than friendship. My God, sheesh. Kinikilig ako. Try to be mindful of your thoughts. Write down how often you think about your best friend. Hala, my God, okay. Gano'n mo ba siya laging iniisip? Gano'n mo ba kamahal yung best friend mo? Eto, sasabihin ko to ulit sa'yo, ah. Alam mo, kaya tayo nasasaktan kasi minamahal natin yung mga dapat pang best friend lang. Sheesh! Ah, fuck ka talaga. Fuck you ka talaga, lalaki may waga. What are you trying to say? All right. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get serious about the topic. Okay. I'm just Putangina. What the fuck did lalaking Mahiwaga just said? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let me compose myself. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, let's go ahead and okay, let's get serious about this topic, okay? Um Observe what pops into your head when you think about your best friend. Oh, narinig niyo ba yung sinabi ko? Parang ito lang yung sa Facebook, 'di ba? Kung magpo-post ka sa Facebook ng status mo, what's on your mind? Now, what's on your head when you think about your best friend? Oh, sige nga. Oh, sige. Bibigyan ko kayo ng ilang segundo para mag-isip. Sige nga, go. Isip kayo. Tangyan, ang ganda-ganda ng best friend ko. I fell in love with... Oh my God. Solid talaga. My God. Okay. Now, guys, there's difference between recalling good times together and fantasizing about wanting more. All right? You may imagine the two of you laughing together. Ay, shala, tangina, may nag-joke sa inyo tapos tumatawa kayong dalawa. My God, that's really good. You know, tapos, yung joke mo, para sa kanya nakakatawa pero sa ibang tao hindi. 'Di ba? Para kayong baliw. Totoo yan. Yung kayong dalawa lang nagkakaintindihan. My God! Now, guys, observe how often you think about your best friend during the day and the content of the thoughts. And naturally, guys, if you're imagining, ay, Parang ayokong ituloy yung sasabihin ko na sa utak ko ngayon para kasi maraming magre-react dito eh. But sige, sasabihin ko na ha. Alright. I want you to think about the day. Alright. During what are you thinking about your thoughts? Or let's say accidentally, if you're imagining kissing them, hala, shala, lalaki mahiwaga kung ano-ano ng mga pinagsasabi mo. Or not like imagining kissing them or more, 'di ba? Like that can be a sign that you have feelings that go beyond friendship. Guys, putang ina, 'di ba? Ay, aminin na natin, okay? I mean, okay. Let me be honest about this one, okay? Who will going to think, okay? Like mag-best friend lang kayo tapos naisip mo na putang ina magkikiss kayo, lips to lips. Alright, French kiss, sabihin natin. Putang ina, di ba, mag-best friend lang kayo. There's no such thing that you can actually do that, right? Instead, instead na lang kung tangina, 'di ba? Meron ka nang nararamdaman towards to your best friend, you can actually imagine those things. Not putang ina kung nasa loob, kung nasa isip mo, like bukod sa kiss, kung meron pang hug. Oh my God, lalaking mahiwaga kung ano-ano sinasabi mo. Ahem. Okay. I think we need to move on. Alright, we need to... Putang ina, mahiwaga. Kung ano-ano na sinasabi mo dito. Okay, let's be serious, okay? Guys, let's be professional. I'm a professional, okay? I'm just like giving some like thoughts, what do you call this, like learnings, key points that you might learn, and you can actually use this as your ammunition, kung sakaling mangyari man sa inyo to in the future. All right, third one. All right, you're sexually attracted to your best friend. Hala, mahiwaga, ano na naman yan, putanin na kung ano-ano talaga naiisip mo, ha. Okay, I will not going to explain this in a long way, but let me just provide you some glimpse, okay? Hindi ko talaga haban tong explanation na to, but this is self-explanatory for some. All right, and alam ko naiintindihan niyo ko yung ibig kong sabihin, like you're sexually attracted to them. All right? If you realize you are very sexually attracted to your best friend, now then that is likely more than a platonic relationship. It's not a platonic relationship anymore. With that being said, you can be sexually attracted to someone and not have any romantic bonds with them, or realize that you have no interest in pursuing anything beyond a friendship. It means that if your sexual attraction is combined with any of the other dynamics on the list, it may be proof that you see your best friend as more than just a best friend. 'Di ba? Hindi ko nahahabaan talaga yung explanation na yon. I know that you already know what I mean, but let's, you know, let's move on to the next one. You talk about them a lot. Hala, ito na talaga yung sinasabi ko, lalaking mahiwaga, puta na kung ano-ano na talaga yung mga nasa isip mo, ha. Totoo na yan, ha. Sige, lagot ka sa akin. Guys, aminin natin, okay? Let's be honest about ourselves, alright? Pag nandito tayo sa bonding ng mga tropa pips natin, kunwari all boys. Ay, all boys. Kunwari all boys or all girls, like you talk about them a lot. Kahit alam mo yun, like meron kayong specific topic, pero putang ina binibida mo pa rin yung best friend mo kasi wala eh. You're putang ina, you're in love eh. 'Di ba? Wala tayong magagawa dun eh. Like, alam mo yan, nag-uusap kayo about makeups, about, shopping, about dresses, and then suddenly, putang ina, ikaw lutang ka. 'Di ba? Tangina, alam nyo ba guys? Putang ina, I'm so in love with my best friend na talaga. What? 'Di ba? Gago ka. O putang ina, napakalayo ng topic niya, putang ina, bigla ka mag-insert ng ganun. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? 'Di ba? O kunwari sa mga boys, 'di ba? Oh, may inuman session, 'di ba? All boys. Tayo na nag-uusap kayo about laro, ay, guys, let's play blah blah blah. Tapos suddenly nagka-clash na kayo sa ML, 'di ba? Nagbubugbugan na yung mga characters. Boom. Tapos bigla kang bumanat ng ganito. Shit, naalala ko yung best friend ko, guys. She's so very pretty in my fucking eyes. I couldn't, think anything else beside her. Like, putang ina mo, nasa clash tayo, gago ka ba? Putang ina, kung ano sinasabi mo, putang ina mo, istan mo yung kalaban. Guys, my God, lalo na kung nag-Angela siya, guys, may shit. Sa akin lang talaga siya sumasanib. Hindi siya sumasanib sa iba kasi loyal siya sa akin. Putang ina mo. Kung ako yung kakampi mo dun sa 5v5 na laro, putang ina, baka sinipa na kita. Ah, di ba? Like, wala kang respeto, di ba? Tangina, 5 man tayo, all boys. And then suddenly, papasukan mo kami ng mga ganyan mong topic. Putang ina mo, doon ka na nga. Diba? Kung ako yung kasama mo doon, tapos ano ka, magto-talk-talk ka about sa best friend mo, binibida mo siya, puta bala ka sa buhay mo. Don't talk to me anymore. Okay? That's, because we're in love, eh. That's the reason why you talk about them a lot. Whenever you're talking to your best friend or other people in your life, you typically don't bring a person up all the time if they're just a friend. 'Di ba? Totoo yung it does make sense, correct? But, however, if you're constantly finding yourself mentioning your best friend and the people you talk to even to bring this fact up, then there's a chance that you're in love with this person. If you're unsure if that's the case, you could choose a different friend you trust and talk it out when them to get another's perspective. Wag ka nga lang talaga, 'di ba sinabi ko dun sa recent episode ko, if you wanted to talk about some things about your best friend, blah blah blah, wag mo sabihin sa mga marites mo na friend, kasi malay mo putangin na yung mga sinabi mo na mga secret lang sana, putangin na malalaman niya na bong porok nyo, puta sikat ka na. Totoo. Oh, I'm not saying, okay, like, I'm just stating the fact, okay? All right? Magiging sikat ka, for example, okay, siyempre, 'di ba? Kilala kayo sa buong purok nyo. Kilala kayo sa buong purok nyo na mag-best friend lang kayo, alright? Let me tell you this one honestly. Listen to me, guys, okay? Kilala kayo doon sa buong barangay nyo na mag-best friend lang kayo, okay? And then, alright, you actually say this, alright? Nagkwento ka doon sa isa mong friend na medyo marites. Yung bibig ay parang ano ba 'to? Tawag na 'to, madaldal. Putang ina, and then kinabukasan, my God, kinukutsa na kayo pag kayo magkasama ng best friend mo. Uy! Ay! Sheesh! Sana all! Maririnig mo yung auntie mo, yung mga tito mo na nagyoyosi doon sa may kalsada, sa may nagtatambay. Uy, level up na sila, putanin na. Like, what the fuck, diba? Kung ako sa itago mo na lang yan, okay? Don't, lalo na pag in love tayo, guys, you talk about them a lot. Okay, now let's move on. All right, let's move on to the next topic. How, all right, you have noticed, noticeably different feelings around them. Like, nanonotice mo talaga na merong ibang, okay, may kakaibang feelings na pagkasama mo sila. 'Di ba? Lalo na si Prince, putang ina, kaya sinarado ko na nga yung mga slot para magkatabi sila ni Angel, oh. Tignan mo, 'di ba? That's yun yung nanonotice na ni Prince. That's the different feelings around them. Okay? What do I mean by that? Pagkasama ni Prince Angel, okay, the butterflies and nervousness may feel while falling in love are often quite noticeable. Okay? Putang ina, nararamdaman ni Prince yung butterflies and my stomach. Sana all. Putang ina, kasi yung sa akin bubuyog eh. May butterflies. Diba? You may feel a sense of nervous and excitement when you are around with them. Alright? Tangina nakaka-excite. Kasama yung best friend ko, tas mahal ko pa. O see? Now, especially guys, when the two of you are alone or physically close to each other, lalo na pag dalawa lang kayo, putang ina, 'di ba? Shit, shit talaga nakakakilig. Mapapa sana all ka na lang talaga. Totoo 'yan, ha? Mapapa sana all ka talaga, totoo. Oh, totoo 'yan. Hindi ako naniniwala doon na kumakalat sa mga Facebook, yung yung like nag-hotel yung mag-best friend. Lo, putang ina nyo, anong ginagawa nyo sa hotel? Gago ba kayo? Mga ulol. Fuck you. Hindi yun totoo ha. Mali yun, mali yun, mali yun. Anong sinabi nyo? Nag-usap lang kayo? No, no, no. Walang ganun ha. Walang ganun. Walang mag-uusap sa hotel kahit mag-best friend. Gago, wag nyo kaming niloloko dito mga tao ha. No, it's not like that. Guys, I want you to observe how you feel when you're around with your best friend. What are the sensations in your body? Do you have a sense of warmth in your heart? Do you feel a nervous excitement when they get close? Guys, friendship and romantic love has similarities and also key difference in figuring out. Okay? Like exactly what you're feeling towards your best friend can sometimes be difficult. But if you need some key learnings, knowledge, key points, or help as you try to sort through your feelings, Lalaking Mahiwaga is here. All of my podcast episode is available on Spotify if you wanted to just listen. All right, you may go ahead and message me to to throw some specific topic that I can discuss to you. All right, I'm really good with that. But in this kind of situation, you may find that you have confusing thoughts about your best friend that pop up at random times. But for instance, you may notice that you feel nervous excitement right before seeing them, or that you can stop thinking about them after you hang out. In this situation, being able to reach out that precisely that moment that you felt that way, you already in love with your best friend. You're in love with your best friend. With romance, love, relationships, and friendships, where it can be all sort of dynamics, challenges, and issues at play. And so you may have a range of concerns to discuss. All right. Now, what are those takeaways? And it can sometimes be hard to differentiate between feelings of friendship and romantic love. But if you are grappling with the question of whether or not you are in love with your best friend, consider some of the ideas that detailed on my podcast episode for you to help sort things out about your true feelings. If you would like to talk with a trained professional like me about your thoughts and feelings, I'm always, available, and I could actually make time with you about that certain topic or certain thoughts that you have. Again, guys, this is Toby, and you're listening to Lalaki Mahiwaga podcast, and I'm really thank you for all of my listeners around there who's actually following me on Spotify. All right. Again, thank you for listening to Lalaki Mahiwaga podcast from Chamber of Euphoria. I'll see you on the next episode. And again, sayonara mina.